After about a month, this is our review of the ROG Phone 7 Ultimate. I delayed this review for so long because I finally get to know the local price, and I also want to spend a little bit more time to, get a complete feel of how the ROG Phone 7 is actually gonna benefit for us. As usual, we'll be going our usual 8 points, but I'll be adding one more point to talk about the gaming experience with all of those special features that the ROG Phone 7 has to offer. So let's begin. I want to highlight the differences between the ROG Phone 7 and the Ultimate variants first. Truthfully speaking, there is no major difference between the two. You'll get the same Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset with the same LPDDR5X RAM at 8533 MHz frequency and also UFS 4.0 storage. The base version ROG Phone 7 also is available at the 16GB RAM and also 512GB version. However, there are a few exclusive add-ons to the Ultimate version, namely the ROG Vision at the back and also the Aero Portal, and obviously the overall design. Actually, all three variants are different. So the base version is available in black and white color. Both of them have completely different designs, and the Ultimate has also a completely different design. So you technically have three designs to choose from for the ROG Phone 7 series. And speaking of the design, I do like the design of the ROG Phone 7 base version in white color more than anything else. I mean, just look at the differences here. The base version in white color just looks so clean and stylish compared to the ROG Phone 7 Ultimate. The ROG Vision, I really don't care about it, honestly. Yeah, it's cool that we have another display at the back to show off some custom animations and whatnot, but the novelty just wears off really quickly, and I still prefer the ROG Phone 7 in white color. The size and shape between the ROG Phone 6 and the ROG Phone 7 are also 100% identical. However, as shown in our other video, most of the accessories are not cross-compatible between the two phones. Watch our video at the top right corner there, and that is very important. In short, most accessories just won't work because of the extra piece that they add on to the camera bump there. So how's the camera of the ROG Phone 7 then? In terms of hardware, I think they are identical to the ROG Phone 6. However, there are some software processing differences that, make them both different. I'm just going to show you a bunch of pictures on the screen here, and there are comparisons so you can get a difference of how different they are. Overall, I think the ROG Phone 7's cameras are pretty okay. They're good enough to use and nothing specifically great about them. I mean, it's a gaming phone after all. Your priority to get this phone is actually to play games and not to take pictures with it. Now we'll talk about the display first. It's pretty much the same as last year, but there are a few things that are upgraded. So we still have a 6.78-inch AMOLED screen with the resolution of 2448 by 1080 pixels in resolution and 165Hz refresh rate maximum. The bezels are still the same, and this is still the only one phone that has true front-facing stereo speakers. I absolutely love the speaker, honestly, and if you combine with the Aero Active Cooler 7, then you also get an additional subwoofer. Watch our video at the top right corner there to know more. What's new with the display here though is actually the maximum brightness. Under high brightness mode, which is by having auto brightness turned on and then shine a super bright light on it, we can get all the way up to 1000 nits of brightness, and that is superbly amazing. As for the color accuracy of this screen, we can get virtually 100% of sRGB and 98% of DCI-P3, which is to be expected, honestly. I'm just really happy that this display is still gorgeous and at a super high refresh rate, even though most games, well, they just never take advantage of the 165Hz. As for the software, ROG didn't really do anything here, and actually that's good in a way. I mean, the ROG phones are always so clean and also so close to stock Android, with only a few ROG magic sprinkled on top. And if you want it to be closer to stock Android, then you can actually head into the settings menu, scroll all the way down to system preferences, and you can change all of the UI elements to become stock Android. And now for the performance. It is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, but the ROG Phone 7 Ultimate does indeed have 16GB of RAM and 512GB of storage, including the Aero Portal, but the Aero Portal is only activated when we attach the Aero Active Cooler 7 into it. That too doesn't actually matter that much. I play Genshin Impact at the highest graphical setting at 60fps with X mode turned on, and the ROG Phone 7 can already sustain the performance without any additional coolers. So yeah, This phone is able to maintain 60 FPS for the entire duration, and I'm just impressed, honestly. If you're wondering how much better it will be compared to the ROG Phone 6, then here are some benchmarks and comparisons for you to see. I'll just say overall the ROG Phone 7 isn't as hot and can maintain a high frame rate consistently for even demanding games like Genshin Impact. But that will lead us to talk about the gaming experience offered by this phone. Unfortunately, this is where ROG literally did nothing for a few generations already. The air triggers remain the same and they can do a few customizations like changing it to press and hold to repeat, splitting the air trigger into 2 virtual buttons, and a few more options. Honestly, I would still prefer a physical trigger like what we have on the Black Shark phones. You can attach the Aeroactive Cooler 7 to get more buttons to press, and you can watch our other video at the top right corner there where we review only that cooler specifically. In short, the cooler aspect of that cooler, that's a weird word, but you understand what I mean? Yeah, that cooler aspect is pretty much unnecessary, but the Aeroactive Cooler 7 does provide 4 more buttons and also a subwoofer to get better audio quality, like what we have mentioned earlier. There are a few more software additions though. We have something called background mode now, and with it, we can actually lock a game into the background and prevent it from getting suspended. But we can only do that for one game at a time. However, exclusively only for the ROG Phone 7, we can execute macros while in background mode at the same time. We did a video about this, so you can watch it at the top right corner there. This is a feature that Mr. John is very excited about actually, and that is his reason that he wants to upgrade to the ROG Phone 7. The battery life is a rather weird one. This phone is using the same massive 6000 mAh battery like the one that we have in the past few generations, but since this phone is using the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset, we can expect it to last longer, and it does. By a lot actually, clocking in at 20 hours. This is absolutely the longest lasting battery life that I have tested so far. Remember, we're running PCMark battery life tests, locked at 100 nits of brightness at 165Hz with X mode disabled, and we still managed to get 20 hours. That is impressive. The charging time though is a bit finicky. The logging app that we're using consistently gets suspended and resulted in incomplete data collection, but I did a total of 6 different charging tests and end up only 4 of them is usable. But in general, it takes about an hour to charge from 15% to completion using either the side port or the bottom port, with or without the cooler attached. Of course, I tried charging it with the Ugreen 100W GaN charger as well, and it looks like it will take about the same time as well. And a few more things to mention here. This phone still has 2 USB Type-C ports, one USB 3.0 at the side and another USB 2.0 at the bottom. If you want to transfer files at a high speed or use HDMI output over USB-C, then you will have to connect it using the side port. However, if we have the Aeroactive Cooler 7 attached, then the side port essentially is downgraded to become a charging only port. This is the same problem as the ROG Phone 6 with the Aeroactive Cooler 6. We do have an audio jack on the phone itself or on the Aeroactive Cooler 7 as well. The ROG Phone 7 series though got an upgrade to IP54 rating. Even with the Aero Portal, ROG managed to upgrade ingress protection. I don't really know how. So conclusion time then. Even at 4,999 ringgit for the ROG Phone 7 Ultimate, the entire ROG Phone 7 series is currently the best gaming smartphone that we have currently tried up to this point in 2023. I mean, it kinda won by default because Black Shark seems to be in hot boiling water for the past 6 months, and I'm not sure if the Black Shark 6 will ever be produced. Maybe for this year, we'll do a comparison with the Red Magic instead if we can get our hands on it. Back to the ROG Phone 7 then. You can buy the non-ultimate version and you have to purchase the Aeroactive Cooler 7 separately if you want to use it. And the prices are as listed on the screen here. Again, I'm not sure if there's any performance or temperature difference between the base version and the ultimate version since we don't have the base version to test with, but I don't think there is going to be any significant differences. The only bonus that you'll be getting if you're buying the ultimate version are the ROG Vision screen and also the Aero Portal, but the latter will only be usable if you attach a cooler to it. And as shown in our gaming test, the phone can already maintain about 40 degrees Celsius during gameplay, so I have to say the phone can just work fine without any cooler at all. So I don't think the Aero Portal does anything significant actually. Overall, while I think the ROG Phone 7 is currently the best gaming phone out there, I do think that it is a rather boring phone actually. There is only incremental upgrades here and there compared to the ROG Phone 6, and if you're upgrading from the ROG Phone 5 though, that would be a completely different story because you're escaping from the Snapdragon 888 chipset. But other than the chipset, I'm rather disappointed by the air triggers actually. Seriously, it's time to move away from them and start to use physical triggers. Black Shark used magnetic pop-up triggers for years and they just feel so much better with its tactility, and yeah, that just is so much better than all these virtual triggers. Also, I do need to say this again, ROG, please stop doing things like adding a little piece at the camera cutout just to make all of your previous generation's accessories incompatible with the new one. It feels like a betrayal towards your loyal customers. And let's not forget, there's no Konai gamepad for the ROG Phone 7 series. Yes, I think ROG discontinued it entirely and we don't actually know why. Still, you can use the Konai Gamepad 3 for the ROG Phone 6, but you have to deal with the stupid case not fitting right thanks to the extra piece at the camera bump. I think I should stop ranting now. Okay, so the ROG Phone 7 is still the best gaming phone despite it being minimal upgrades here and there and the removal of the Konai Gamepad. So that's it. If you have any other questions, then do leave them down in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.